Hello everybody and welcome to Giants Live. This is Los Angeles, California, venue later this year for the World's Strongest Man Finals. Now to get us in the mood for the ultimate strongman showdown and to find out who's in form and who's not, let's go now to the Giants Live World Tour of Strongman events, the next stop of which comes from Hungary, Budapest, and the always sizzling Aqua World Water Park.
Welcome to Hungary. Enjoy the strongman.
Thank you. It's the third straight year Giants Live has visited here, and it's not hard to see why. Budapest is one of Europe's most beautiful capital cities and filled with scenic locales from Hero Square to the banks of the Blue Danube to our destinations, the Aqua World, and the venue for our first test today, the very Hungarian Dallas restaurant. More on that shortly. First, though, let's meet the top-class international field of 10 athletes. First up from Austria, making his international debut, Michael Fotter. From America and second at the prestigious America's Strongest Man, Dr. Mike Caruso. There's Peter Pusher, twice Slovakia's Strongest Man. The first of our British competitors and runner-up in Britain's Strongest Man, Graham Hicks. From the USA, the two-times World's Strongest Man finalist, Jason Bergman. And the current holder of the Britain's Strongest Man title from Stoke-on-Trent, Eddie Hall. All the way from South Africa and seventh here in Budapest last year, Mark van der Haar. Local favourite and Hungary's strongest man, Tamás Hajnal. The tallest man on the field, five-time Georgia's strongest man, Konstantin Janasia. And finally, Slovenia's strongest man, the 21-year-old Matas Belzak. Over now to Colin Bryce.
This massive truck is what has to be pulled in the first event here at the Dallas restaurant. But it's not like a normal truck pull where you have a harness and lean forward using your body weight. Oh no, this is much, much tougher. In 60 seconds, you have to sit down there, pick up the rope and pull it with your arms. 17.5 meters, 7.5 tons, your whole body will be on fire. In particular, the grip.
Well, first out was Michael Fotter, who managed just 10 meters. The USA's Dr. Caruso did a little better with 11 meters. And the first man to finish was Peter Pusher, with quite the puller, just under 45 seconds. Bergman bettered that, though, with just over 40 seconds. And then the very tall Mark van der Haar put his long limbs to good use, outdoing even that. Better still was to come from the Hungarian hero, Tamás Hajnal, who managed just over 36 seconds. But the leader, as we pick up the action now with Colin and Martin Haven, is Konstantin Janasia.
32 seconds, you have to say, is a massive task. And this 21-year-old from Slovenia, well, let's see what Matas Belzak can produce. 22 stone, 6'1". But he is a baby-faced assassin, isn't he? He's just got the truck moving really well, and look at the rhythm. They need a rower somewhere in Slovenia, because he's got it.
But he's nowhere near as big as Janasia. But I've heard about this guy. I've never seen him in action before, but he's very impressive.
Wow, there's an Olympic tug-of-war champion here waiting for the sport to be invented. Matas Belzak is going to be very close indeed to 32 seconds. Is he going to be inside it? Is he just? We're going to have to look at the referees. 31.75 seconds. We're talking a quarter of a second, pulling a 7.5-ton truck.
Just phenomenal. He doesn't have the long limbs of Janasia, but incredible, explosive power.
He could be a real dark horse. One of the favourites, though, might be Britain's strongest man, Eddie Hall, who was runner-up here and really loved his trip last year.
Coming into this contest, as been told as one of the favourites, it's really good, you know. For a few years now, sort of getting myself up, sort of, you know, feeling on top of my game and feeling as though I'm going to win.
Yeah, it's not as big as the last one, is it?
But I'm working on this really hard. Obviously, my body weight's still going up and up and up. You know, I'm getting towards the 170 kilo range at the minute. It's sort of like English terms, 27 stone plus. You know, I'm getting really heavy.
Good.
You know, I just feel really on form at the minute. I can see myself sort of getting better. Budapest last year, I thought was really beautiful, and again, I've come back. The sun's shining, all the buildings. You know, it's like being in Rome. Everything's just gigantic and scenic. So you know, I brought the wife along with me this time. Make a few days out. You do a fair bit of sightseeing after as well, hopefully. So winning Britain's Strongest Man for me was a giant step in my strongman career. I mean, going up against people like Lawrence Charlotte and Terry Hollands, these guys have been running the circuit for years, and I just feel like a new boy on the town. And you know, it's great to sort of win it and be here now as Britain's strongest man. It just gives me such a massive confidence boost. There's a few people to watch out for at the minute, especially here. There's like Graham Hicks, he came second at Britain's strongest man. So you know, I'd say he's on par with me at the minute. And there's a couple of Americans, Mike Caruso and Jason Bergman. You know, these guys have been in the sport a bit longer than me, and you know, a bit more experience. So I think I've got my work cut out for me.
Eddie, to a lot of people, you look quite a mean look. Are you really just a gentle giant?
No, I really am really mean.
Well, when he's on the block, though, he is going to mean business. He leans right into this 23.5 stone. Runner-up here last year in the Giants Live competition, Colin.
Yeah, just fumbling with his hands there, though. He got a great start, and he's done it again. He's missed the rope.
Well, the top two are only separated by 1/4 of a second, so every fraction might be vital. 31.75 seconds. He's digging deep. He's going to be close. Clock ticking away at the top of your screen. 30, 31, 32. He's still pulling, so he's not in the top 2 or 3. But that is still a big effort from Eddie Hall. 37.31. And that leaves him 4th at the moment, I think.
But he just didn't use his legs at all there. He seemed a little immobile. That's not great for Eddie.
Well, he is Britain's strongest man, and here is the man who was second in the competition in Doncaster, Graham Hicks. 29 years old, still got lots of future in his career. Now, what can he produce here? From Morecambe in Lancashire, 5'10", among the shorter athletes here, and just 19.5 stone. Now, for the ordinary man in the street, that is a lot of weight, but for these strong men, that puts him less among the giants and among the middle-ranking athletes. But he is using every ounce of his fibre. Colin, he's got the legs, the back working, everything.
Absolutely, he looks like a rower, doesn't he? Compacting up, using his legs. Now he's got to keep the rope tight, though, keep the momentum.
And every time it goes slack, he's pulling rope rather than pulling the truck, and the truck slows down, and you can see it now grinding to a halt, and so is he. This is when the body is working at its hardest, and the truck is making it work ever harder. 38 seconds has come and gone. This will be outside 40 seconds. Not a great first event for Graham Hicks, I'm afraid. Only the 9th fastest time. Eddie Hall in 5th place. Not a great start for the Brits, but what a great start for 21-year-old Matthias Belsac. He wins his first events here at Giants Live.
Well, a result that will surprise many here. Belsac taking the opening event narrowly from the big Georgian Janashia. Eddie Hall and Graham Hicks, 5th and 9th respectively, a long way back from Belsac.
The Slovenian sensation, Matthias, congratulations on a win, 21 years old, and you're the best of this. Is this something you've done much before?
Oh yes, thank you at first. So this event is like a lottery. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. You never know. But today it was very good. I win it, and I'm very happy.
I think you're being very modest. We've heard about you, and we got you here because we heard you were a sensation. I mean, obviously you must have a great grip. That's very important.
Yes, I train a lot of grip. Before my grip was not good, and every year train. Somewhere must be better and better.
Oh, well done. Well done. Good luck with the next 5 events.
Thank you.
Well done.
A great start for the rookie, but how will Britain's strongest man, Eddie Hall, and the other competitors respond? Stay with us to find out. Welcome back to Giants Live, World's Strongest Man in beautiful Budapest, Hungary. Our first event here saw a major surprise with rookie Matthias Belsac winning in the truck pull. Still spirits high and everyone hungry for their next challenge as we join Conan now for the details.
Day number 2, and we're back out for 5 more events here at the Aqua World Aqua Park at the Ramada, just outside Budapest. First event is the log press. For repetitions, this metal log weighs 140 kilos, that's over 300 pounds, to your shoulders, pressed out overhead, as many reps as possible in 60 seconds. Now, Darren, how do you see this one unfolding? Darren, our head referee, former World's Strongest Man competitor.
Well, it's going to be quite interesting because you've got some real good log lifters. 140 kilos nowadays isn't a massive weight for these guys to control. But obviously, 60-second time limit, they've got to really keep moving. You've got obviously the two British guys, Eddie Hall and Graham Hicks, both renowned to be great log lifters. And then obviously we've got Beljack, who's apparently doing a 200-kilo log, rumoured to be brilliant at log. So let's see how he does. We've got the American, Caruso. You know, he did very well at World's Strongest Man. Either one of those guys could take it.
Well, there's some men with great shoulders here, but who slept well last night? Some unusual results from the first event. Let's see how the second one unfolds.
So what are we going to need to win the log lift? Well, Tamás Hajnal with 2 reps, a Hungarian not going to be in the running. What about Jason Bergman? 7 reps for the American. That's a strong early foray. Konstantin Janasha, the giant Georgian, only 4 reps. And Maciej Balsak, 7. And after that, the Slovenian was done. So what about Dr. Mike Caruso, 138 kilos, weighs less than the log itself, the American. That's Michael Fotter, 138 kilos as well. So both these guys will be lifting more than their own body weight and pressing it above their head. Just think about that for a moment. This is a 22-stone steel log. 7 is the target. They've got 60 seconds. You can see Fotter on the left is already struggling. Caruso into his 3rd rep, Colin, and Fotter is just no technique at all.
Well, he's a powerlifter, Fotter. That's what he comes from. Caruso, though, one of the best log pressers in the world. He's done a 200-kilogram log, nearly 450 pounds. Tell you what, though, Fotter's getting into his rhythm now. Caruso coming towards 7.
Well, Caruso has had 6, Fotter on his 4th. Gets the elbows locked, and Caruso this one to tie the lead, and he's got 20 seconds left. There's a chance of maybe another 2, if he can dig in and find the power. Fotter, 5, Caruso for 8. He has the solo lead of the event. Will that be enough to win? He is going for number 9. He gets it locked out with 3 seconds remaining. Fotter has blown, but Caruso leads the event on 9. So Michael Fotter, the Austrian, 5 reps. But America's Mike Caruso is our leader with 9. And that has really taken it out of him. He'll know all about that with a PhD in biochemistry. I'm sure that Dr. Mike is his own best physician. Now, what about Peter Pusher? A man from Slovakia, Slovakia's strongest man for the last few years. And the runner-up and Britain's strongest man, Graham Hicks. They know that this is a tough task, 9 reps. So you're looking at every 5 seconds, you've got to get that 22 stone above your head. And Colin Bryce, you need to start fast as well because you're going to end up slow.
This will be interesting. Hicks is very explosive, has great shoulders, but the man on the right-hand side, Pusher, his nickname's Panda, and he's got some of the strongest shoulders in the world, but has he got the fitness?
Well, this is like a speed race between them. They're bouncing it off the mat, and the 2 of them are neck and neck, 5 and 5. And we're not 30 seconds in. Pusher has taken the lead. Hicks just holding that on his knees for a moment. Now he's got to reset the leg protectors, and that has cost him 15 seconds, but it allows the muscles to recover a little. Pusher for 8, and Hicks is on 7.
I can't believe his fitness here. Going for 9 to equal the lead.
10 seconds left to go. I'm not sure he's got anything in the tank for number 10. Hicks isn't going to tie the lead. Pusher looking for number 10. He's out of time. Boy, he might have made that, though, given another 5 seconds. But there is no extra 5 seconds. Graham Hicks on 8. Pusher on 9. Britain's strongest man, Eddie Hall, the gentle giant. 26 years old. I mean, he really is still in the early phase of his career. And that win in Doncaster, that's a real game changer. When you win that first big event, suddenly, podium, that's not enough. Now, he's just been eating and bulking up since then. Let's see what he can produce. Up against South Africa's Mark van der Heer. Van der Heer 7th here last year. Eddie Hall was 2nd, and Hall is going out like a rabbit. But he's got to keep the technique together, Colin.
He's a great presser here, just losing his balance. You have to take that log back to the mark. Oh, goodness, that went on his foot, I think.
That all cost time. Even if it didn't, it slammed down on the tiles, and of course he's holding those handles, so the vibration's not going to help the grip. 6. A lot of love in this courtyard for Eddie Hall at the moment. They know he comes here off the back of his first major, and they want to see him repeat it here if they can, or at least be right among the contenders. 7, 10 seconds to go. Come on, Eddie, one more for 8. There's his wife, Alexandra. She looks very worried. Maybe he has dropped that on his toes. He's got 8. He's fought through the pain. Well, Mark van der Haar, only 2 for the South African, but Eddie Hall pushed through the pain for 8.
So, Peter Pusher and Mike Caruso tying for first place in that event with a tremendous 9 reps each. Better performances from the Brits too, with Eddie Hall and Graham Hicks both managing 8, but at what cost for Eddie, who looked in real discomfort there. Nevertheless, Hall does move up in the overall standings to 2nd place, just 2 points off the lead, while Graham Hicks has work to do, currently 5th equal with Mike Caruso, who talks now to Colin.
End of the log press, 2 men got 9 reps, yourself and Peter Pusher, the big bench presser. You must be pleased, Mike.
Yeah, I was pleased with 9 reps. I really want to get the event win by myself, but he did a nice job.
Yeah, big surprise that this man here, Eddie Hall, I think a lot of people expected you to at least equal that or do better, but it looked like you were in some pain there. Did you drop 140 kilos on your foot?
Yeah, I mean, I've never done it on rubber mats before, and I was sort of trying to bounce it off the mats, and it didn't really work for me. And about my 4th, 5th rep, I dropped it onto my toe, you know, from a good height. So,
how bad?
I think it's broken, but I'm just going to leave my shoe on, hope it doesn't swell, and just carry on, just crack on.
Ah, okay. Well, just to add to another thing, incredible heat, broken toe maybe. Aye, Eddie. Good luck, mate.
Been through worse. Cheers.
Well, there may be worse to come as we head across the water park now to see what's in store next for our athletes.
Event number 3 is known as the Conan Circle. You have to lift the end of this bar up and turn it for as many revolutions as possible around the center point. Now, it's weighed down by these gorgeous fitness girls, who, of course, don't weigh very much at all. Girls, you ready for this ride?
No.
So who squares the circle best? Mark van der Haar, 510 degrees of rotation for the South African. Tamas Hajnal, the Hungarian, 662. And look at this, Peter Pusher from Slovakia, just 3 degrees further round the circle. Over twice around, Michael Fotter, 765 degrees. The Austrian Graham Hicks, an epic 800 degrees. And 945 from Mike Caruso. That's insane. Konstantin Janasha, the giant Georgian, 810 degrees. He lies in 2nd place as we get to our front runners. And it's a great idea not just to have a solid lump of weight. 4 fully grown human beings on the bar gives you an idea of exactly what these men have to carry. Jason Bergman must not be distracted by the fans, or indeed the cargo. And as everything else in strongman, technique is important here, but crucial is what goes on between the athletes' ears. It is about mind over matter. 3/4 of the way round the first circle, ching through the 360 degrees mark, and he's still keeping the pace, still keeping the rhythm. When the knees start to go, that is the first sign that the girls are headed back towards ground level. 720 for the full rotation, and he is on his way past 800. We're looking at past 900 degrees now. This is a fantastic run, 1080 for the full 3 rotations, and he gets to 1110 degrees. Jason Bergman takes a handy lead. Great work from the American Jason Bergman, 1110 degrees. It's over 3 full rotations. Leaves the bar high for Britain's strongest man, Eddie Hall. Now, of course, with a sore toe, this could be a real problem for him. He dropped the log, caught his toe, and that's a lot of weight, no matter how you slice it. The mental fortitude that saw him win in Doncaster is going to have to carry him through here.
He's too scared to take his shoe off in the tent. He's worried he's going to start swelling up. Coming round for his first revolution. He's digging in, Eddie. And we know from Doncaster what a tough man he is.
You're not kidding. And so much there. He led an event into the final stages for the first time against two former British champions, and he came out on top. Now, does that give him the power he needs here? He is ignoring the pain, fighting back waves of it, but he can't go any further. 835 degrees is a hugely respectable tally for a man with 1.5 healthy feet. But how much is this taking out of him? We're barely halfway through the contest. Now then, what about this kid? 21 years of age from Slovenia, Maciej Belsak. Probably a name very few of our viewers will ever have conjured up before. Gonna have to Google him to find out a little more before this event, but today and yesterday, he's really writing his name in the books.
Yeah, there's never been any great Slovenian strongmen before. And at just 21 as well, it's just phenomenal. I mean, he only could have done so many gym sessions in his life. This is raw power here.
Well, don't forget our leader with 1,110 degrees is Jason Bergman, and a US 1-2 because Mike Caruso got to 9:45, and that's just been eclipsed. Into second place goes Maciej Belsak, looking happy with that at 9:70.
Well, he might not be the strongest man here, but I think he might be the hungriest, and he's jet-propelled in everything he does.
The lightest man in the competition, proving it's not all about size as he takes the win comfortably over Belsak of Slovenia and the American Mike Caruso. Britain's Eddie Hall battling through the pain of that suspected broken toe to finish 4th. Graham Hicks, 35 degrees behind him in 6th. In the overall standings, Belsak's extended his lead on Hall to 4 points. Jason Bergman of America moving up to 3rd in hot pursuit of the top 2.
Jason, magnificent job. 3 revolutions. I mean, you do see some of the guys with the power stomachs, as it were, tend to struggle a little bit. Guys are a little bit leaner like you. Find it a bit easier, is that fair?
Yeah, I think if you can get it set up right and get a good position, you don't have an advantage if you have a belly. You can, and I think I can move faster if you're a little bit leaner.
Well, Bergman, Hall and Belsak, the top 3. Stay with us, though, to see if the man from Stoke can beat the others and his broken toe to take first place. Perfect sunshine and sweltering conditions at the Aqua World Water Park. And with 3 events remaining, this competition is hotting up nicely.
Event 4 here in Budapest is the stone to shoulder. You have to lift it up and hold it here for a split second as many times as possible in 60 seconds. It weighs 144 kilos. That's well in excess of 300 pounds, the equivalent of 3 of these fitness models. Not an easy task to lift.
Mark van der Heer, the South African, 1 rep. Technique letting him down. Michael Votter, the Austrian, just 2. Puffing and blowing to get those. Peter Pusher of Slovakia, 2 reps for him as well. This is a big stone to get your arms around. Giant Konstantin Janasha managed that, but only 2 reps for him. Thomas Hajnal from Hungary, the local hero, got 3 to take a temporary lead. Graham Hicks blew him away with 6 reps, a really strong showing. Mike Caruso, again looking fit at 7. So Caruso, the leader, with 7. What will be needed to win this? And this is one that Eddie Hall will be very grateful doesn't involve any footwork, or not much at least. He's ignoring the pain in his toe, refusing to take his trainers off, because if he can't see it, it can't be that bad. 7 is the mark. Bouncing it like a basketball. That is a 22-stone basketball, and what he doesn't want to do, Colin, is bounce it anywhere near that injured foot.
My goodness, no. Does spring a lot off the floor, though, doesn't it? It's very springy, these mats. They've put a double layer down to try and protect this area out by the swimming pools.
30 seconds in, he's got to 3. He is going to do really well to get to half a dozen, never mind to 7.
Well, 20 seconds. If he does get to 6, he'll equal Hicks. This will be nice for him in the Battle of England.
Well, look at the technique here as he starts to lift. Watch how he rocks forward onto his toes. That damaged toe. Can't be enjoying this. He's going for 6. He's got 5 seconds to get it done. Gets that, matches Graham Hicks. That's enough for him. Eddie Hall, 6 reps, joint second position behind Mike Caruso of the USA. So here is our contest leader then, Maciej Belczak. Let's see what he can produce. Boy, could this kid row. He's doing a couple of little squats to get himself into the mood. 1. It's just a smaller stone. He's making it look very easy. Whoa, hang on a minute. Look at that. He's only doing knees to chest. He's basketballing the rest. That is remarkable. What a technique.
Remarkably dangerous. I hope he doesn't get this wrong. It's quite a risk he's taking here.
Well, it worked for the first 3 or 4. Now he's up to 5. He's got 35 seconds to do 2 more to tie Mike Caruso for the lead, to take maximum points and to stay on top in the competition. He's got 6 and 20 seconds to do 1 more. That is 7. Is he going to do 1 more? 15 seconds? He's like Thor. He's winding up the crowd to get them to cheer him on. He moves into the lead on 8. What can this kid not do? Is he going for 9? Not in 3 seconds. That's it, 8. But it is Maciej Belczak with the bounce who takes the lead.
Well, the Belczak bounce, look at that. That could go horribly wrong, but he got it right now. Is Bergman going to copy? Last man out.
Well, if you've not rehearsed it, that is going to be a big gamble. Jason Bergman, incidentally, on the last event, moved into 3rd place ahead of Janashian. So Bergman is the man coming up on the rails. Well, that is old school technique, but he's going with it. I tell you what, it's not the bounce. Anyone can drop it. It's the catch. That's where the danger lies.
Yeah, this takes a certain amount of coordination to get your, in fact, a huge amount to get your thighs under. You get that wrong, it could slip out and cause an injury. 5, this is brilliant stuff.
And he's still bouncing. The Belczak bounce is now the Bergman bounce. He's catching it on those thighs. He's up to 6 and he's only just in 30 seconds. 7, 25 seconds to take the lead. He's going for 9. He could do 10 at this rate. On the shoulder for the 9th. Don't drop it. I think that might be enough. 15 seconds to go, but no, save your energy. Well, B for bounce, but I tell you what other B was involved there as he wins event number 4. That was ballsy because that could have gone horribly wrong for Jason Bergman. As it was, he saw the technique, he took it on board, and without ever having rehearsed it, he used it to go ahead of Belczak and win event number 4.
So it's all about the Belczak bounce. Jason Bergman borrowing the Slovenian's invention to claim his 2nd straight win with a stunning 9 reps. Eddie Hall and Graham Hicks tying for the 2nd time with an impressive 6, but that means overall that Bergman moves ahead of Hall into 2nd place, while Mr. Consistency Maciej Belczak extends his lead to 5 points.
Stone to shoulder has been around a long time, guys, but I've never seen anybody basketball bounce it and catch it on their thighs. Maciej, you were the first to do it there. I mean, I'm guessing it's something you were planning beforehand?
Oh, yes, I tried this event only 1 time in my training last week, and I try only 1, so and I do it. I don't know how it goes.
Typical in strongman, one does it, then the next guy copies, and you went and did it better, Jason.
Yeah, I'd never done it that way and saw him do it, and the great thing about strongman is you learn as you go. So I tried it and it worked. It's actually kind of fun.
Listen, well done, fellas. Congratulations on another win. Well done. Our penultimate event is the car deadlift for repetitions. These beauties are going to be lifted by the beasts in this next event. It weighs about 370 kilos in the hands. The guys strap on and lift it for as many repetitions as possible in 60 seconds. Eddie, last year you won this event. You did around 17, 18 reps. Do you think you can do it with this weight?
Yeah, it looks pretty similar weight. I think last year I did 19 reps and I was disallowed 2, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. So, yeah, I think it's...
Last year you were bouncing, weren't you? You were using the suspension. You're going to be made to have a dead stop each time. That should change things a little.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, I'm a good deadlifter. I'm probably the best here, so I shouldn't have a worry.
So who did have a worry? Well, not Peter Pusher. He got a dozen reps in. The Slovakian had the lead. Konstantin Janasha, 10. Michael Fotter, though, moved in front. The Austrian with 13 reps. Nice form, too. Mark van der Heer tied with Janasha on 10. And we get to our front runners. And just a reminder of how hot it really is. Close to 40 degrees out here on these baking stones, as local hero Tamas Hajnal comes out to face up to Britain's strongest man, Eddie Hall. Well, he'll be topping up his tan as well, maybe not during contest time, but with his wife having a few days sightseeing, I'm sure they'll enjoy this gorgeous capital city in the summer weather. But first, there is a Giants Live title to battle with. Local hero versus Britain's best. And Hall, strict form here, pumping away on the right-hand side. Hajnal, I'm sure he did hear the whistle, but he, again, is struggling with the weight. Colin, 370 kilos. 370 sounds reasonable until you say that is 58 stone he's trying to lift off the ground.
Well, it's the front of a car. I mean, it's a huge weight. It's got an engine, it's got women inside it. It's no surprise, it's a great personal best for 1 rep. Eddie Hall perhaps has the strongest back in the world. He's a phenomenal lifter.
And you can see it when he lets the car down. Look down his back, those massive channels of muscle that run straight down the spine. 15 seconds to go, he's got 13 already. He has the lead in the competition from Michael Fotter. He's on 14, 5 seconds to go. One more, Eddie Hall, that's clean. It's 15 for the lead. Well, barefoot, he has finally taken his trainers off. And if he's feeling the pain, it is definitely not showing. Eddie Hall, consummate professional, driving through there to take those 15 reps. And that might be the winning performance. Well, Mike Caruso has been looking very determined here. Graham Hicks, runner-up in Britain's Strongest Man, double World's Strongest Man competitor.
Ready?
UK sending 5 athletes to World's Strongest Man this year. And Hicks will be among them. What about Caruso? Will he meet him there? The target, 15. And these two men look to be pretty evenly matched, Colin, but Hicks has gone off faster.
Yeah, just slightly ahead. Brains as well as brawn. You have a PhD in biochemistry on the left, and of course an engineer from British Aerospace on the right. Heavyweight IQs more than anything.
Well, if they could lift it with brain power, I'm sure they would be able to. Caruso, 1 behind, 2 behind now. Hicks, he's got 1 target in his sights, hasn't he? He wants to match Eddie Hall, 10. He's going to be really struggling to get to 15, though. 15 seconds left. Caruso won't get to 10. He won't get to double figures. What about Hicks? 1 more. 10 seconds. Locks it out. 1 more. It's going to be very tight on time. He's going for it, but doesn't get it. 11 for Hicks and 8 for Caruso. That's how that one finishes. Well, Eddie Hall still our leader then on 15.
Well, Hicks gave absolutely everything. He still looks solid at the end. I think another 30 seconds, he'd still be going. He's a fit man, Hicks. So Bergman coming out for the left-hand side. He gets the choice of cars, says the referee.
Well, I don't think there's a fast lane or a slow lane here. And there's definitely no Belchak bounce in this one. So the girls, well, they haven't got the aircon on, but they have got the windows open. Must be very warm in those cars now. These two, first and second in the contest at the moment. Bergman needs to produce an epic run here, Colin. He's got to outperform Belchak, but it's neck and neck.
I'll tell you what, Belchak is bouncing a little bit. Look there. He's going to be in trouble. Wait for the call, says the referee. And they've taken one off him.
So Bergman has the lead. Bergman to 10, Balzak in 8. So he's cost himself one vital one, and maybe they were a little generous there. Now he's taking a rest. Bergman on 12. Winning overall, beating Eddie Hall would be great, but beating Balzak will be just as good. Balzak's out at 11. Bergman wants to know how many he's done. 13. This is to go into second place. That's a big effort. 14. Can he tie Eddie Hall and get winners' points? He's going for it. Is he going to be given it? Yes, by a second. That was superhuman stuff. That is what makes this Giants competition edge of the seat stuff.
So Bergman strikes again, tying deadlift specialist Eddie Hall to take his 3rd straight win with a tally of 15 repetitions. That means that overall the American has now closed to just 1 point behind Balzak, who in turn had his worst event so far. And with battered Eddie Hall now also within 2.5 points, it's going to be a nail-biting final event that determines which of these men claims victory in Budapest. It's Giants Live World's Strongest Man in Budapest, and with just one event to go, Matas Balzak of Slovenia, Jason Bergman of the USA, and Britain's Eddie Hall all have a chance of victory. Here's Colin Bryce to tell us about the decider.
Final event in Budapest is a new one. The Iron Cross. Who can lift this 160-kilogram implement up and carry it up and down a 10-meter course for as long as possible. But look at the size of it. I'm a tall man with reasonably long arms, and I can't get my arms around it now. 2 points between the top 3 at the moment. It's the young 21-year-old in the lead against a couple of old warriors. Can you win this?
Yes, everything is possible.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, Jason, tell me. You've been to many World's Strongest Man competitions. Point behind this young guy, you impressed?
Yeah, very impressed.
Did you beat him in the last one?
For sure.
Okay, Eddie, hardly a shrinking violet, normally pretty confident. Can you pull this one back on this?
As he says, anything's possible, and then I'm going to give it a damn good go.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes.
All right, best of luck, fellas.
Size is going to count here. Peter Pusher, an enormous chest, but only 3.7 meters. The huge arms of Konstantin Janasha helped him to a 40-meter carry. Graham Hicks, 17.5 meters for him. So Janasha is the man that everybody has in their sights. Now, this is all about our top 3. 2.5 points in it only. Ammonia salts for Eddie Hall to try and get the blood racing. He is up against Mike Caruso. Eddie Hall, 2.5 points off the lead. Realistically, must win this event to win overall.
Ready? Well, you know what, Martin? I would say this is definitely not an Eddie Hall kind of event. Well, I would have said that before Doncaster, but then we saw what he did in the Conan Circle and the running events. And look at this. Playing a little cat and mouse here, letting Caruso go off first, and now he's going to chase.
But he's been looking for the grip. He was trying to get his fingers interlocked, couldn't, didn't, thought about underneath, didn't work. Now he's got the lock on it. But of course, don't forget, he injured his toe as well, so anything that involves moving and carrying is going to be really painful. Trip up and down for Caruso, 20 meters, which means that you've got to go there and back twice just to match the Georgian leader. Eddie Hall holding it on his knees and taking a breather. There's no time restraint here, Colin.
No, there isn't. No, it's quite a clever tactic there from Eddie, and he's managed to get his fingers locked again. That makes a huge difference.
And he's carrying it higher up as well. It's like when you're carrying the kids, you know, the further they slip down, the harder it is. This is all above waist height. He's got to 40. Now he's in the money. Anything from here on is gravy, and that's maybe enough. They're going to spot it at the 44.89 meter mark. But that was a good carry from Eddie Hall. Look at the fingers here, slipping apart as he gets to the turn. But he knows he's got to go further, and so he does. And there's his wife, Alexandra, on the spot to make sure he's okay. This is shades of the finale in Great Britain. where he just laid himself on the line. Well, Eddie Hall has put down the marker. He's the man in third who's doing all the chasing. These two are top two. 1 point between them.
I think a bit of cramp there for Beljac. He's struggling. I think it's quite smart to take your T-shirt off here, actually, because it'll stick to your skin.
Off goes Jason Bergman, and look at his grip. He's done look and learn. It's almost on his shoulder, and there's nothing that says you couldn't do that. So he's done 10 meters. Beljac, our event leader, the 21-year-old, has led since the start, and they are all hunting him down. He's heading to 30 meters. He is not waiting. He's going while he's got a grip. Bergman doesn't have to race him. He's just got to do the distance. They turn. They have both gone by Eddie Hall. Hall is not going to win this. This is whoever drops it first is going to lose the competition. They've got to 50. Bergman is going for the grip again. And Beljac, he is doing the same. He is stopping and resetting and misses his toes at 53.4, and that leaves the target for Bergman. He goes by and he wins it. 55. That is his 4th event victory. They are tied on points, but Jason Bergman has done enough surely here in Budapest to claim the title. And Britain's strongest man tigers through to 3rd.
And this man, Eddie Hall, he had a pretty bad start. You didn't have everything go your own way for once, did you? You had to really battle that one.
Yeah.
You kind of cooked up an idea with the iron cross, resting on your knees, and then the others copied you.
I know I gave away the tip, but, you know, that's life.
Well, we've had the Beljac bounce, we've now got the Hall cross, but Jason Bergman copied them both to ease the 21-year-old out and claim the Giants Live title here in Budapest. Tied on points, but more individual event wins gives the American the nod.
Jason Bergman! És a második, Mátyás Beljac!
Let me just jump in, guys. Obviously, the announcement's been made. It was a draw, 2 guys first place, but on count back, Jason's got it. First of all, second place. How's it feel? Gutted? Bit unhappy now?
Yes, I'm happy. I'm on the VSM next year, but I can maybe win, but it's very good. But it could be better.
How's it feel to be going back to World's Strongest Man?
Feels great. I really trained hard for it. And after being there last year as a reserve, it really made me want to get back into Worlds. So been training hard, and it paid off today.
What do you think of this man?
Impressive. I've never heard of him before, and he came out and did some real damage on the events.
Well, Mátyás Beljac is a new name to conjure with, but our winner in Budapest, Jason Bergman.
Well, that's all then from Giants Live in Budapest, Hungary. Join us soon for more strongman action. For now, though, from all of us here, it's goodbye.